Bon Pet, happy birthday. So, Bande Matram, this is the topic of discussion for this glorious morning. Bon Fete, you are acquainted with the term Bon Fete. Really, in English, we feel it is happy birthday. We say happy birthday to somebody. That is, in French, it is known as Bon Fete. So, this is a great opportunity. Of course, we take advantage of this opportunity because this is a great opportunity for us to wish somebody a happy birthday. Normally, we do. And of course, so far, this integral yoga and these yogis are concerned, this birthday plays a very important role in the life. That is what it, for that only we this day is given the maximum and utmost importance. Of course, for this really we are going to uh, have a little discussion, a brief discussion on this birthday. We know materially, in superficially, outwardly, one day in every year you feel to celebrate your birthday. Someday it is coming once a year. Till life is there, this birthday is getting celebrated. It be normally this is the go of the life. That's what I mean. Ordinary life who are staying, they don't have the even the idea that it can be celebrated. They don't know because of this poverty, this unawareness. Even some people are there, they don't know what is the real date and all. So for them it is an unknown question. But so far this people who are of a higher multitude, higher rank, of course they remember the date, they celebrate it, and they celebrate by cutting the cakes. There will be a big party, maybe in a hotel or somewhere in the temple, according to their interest and desire. But third category who are living in the spiritual life, they are also having two categories. Initially, they live in the spiritual category. Of course, they celebrate their birthday only once a year. Outwardly, they know little bit conscious. They know, and they try to live in the inner life. Go for the big opening, and they try to elevate their consciousness. They try to evaluate the last year's entirety and progress, and plan likely what next step can be taken. On that, some people are there, and other they are very much conscious, very much active sadhakas. For this day is a big importance for them, because mother course it is the most precious day of the year, because this is birthday. For that only mother comes and blesses and offers the blessings to the birthdayers. And of course, there also mother quotes the and wishes one pet. And this is a great day. Of course, on that day, mother is having an observation that soul is coming to the front. Soul is very active. Psychic is leading from the first. That is very much open, and there is a definitely that is most efficiently we can earn. Of course, and very truly we can see the doors of the divine, gates of the divine are open to the soul. So those people who are conscious, for them there is a big union of the soul with the divine. So that's what we know already. We celebrate, and this is a great chance for us. We do celebrate, and people celebrate in a very conscious way. They feel this is the day when it is the rebirth. Of course, it is the birthday of the soul. And we know, we'll try to quote one message. It is from Sri Aurobindo on birthday. Sri Aurobindo quotes beautifully. That's what we are going to take this concept. There is a rhythm among many, here in the course. There is a rhythm among many in the play of the world forces which is connected with the sun and planets. According to the sun and planets, we really observe, we do celebrate. Of course, we try to tag them with the place connected with the sun and planets. That makes the birthday a day of possible renewal. For that, when we are connecting with the sun and the planets, that makes the birthday a day of possible renewal, when the being is likely to be more plastic. Being is likely to be more plastic. That is what the tagging, it makes them more plastic, more conscious, more wide. That is what the speciality of this gracious birthday for many of the people. So again we are going to quote on, from Sri Aurobindo. Of course, in many letters he has shown that for this, on this birthday, actually the divine comes down from the top, and of course we there is a meeting, face to face meeting between the soul and the supreme. So when we will be conscious, we can feel his presence. That is what the benefit of this consciousness, and your it has to be. So Mother course, I give maximum, much more importance to the birthday, because on that day it is actually a great moment for the soul to get charged and to get elevated. Consciousness will go to the Nivada. This is a big opportunity, and really we need to celebrate it once a year. That's what we really are doing. And Mother course, without celebrating it, don't make it something like a ceremonial we are going to celebrate. Instead of doing all these things, you do and celebrating a smile, that pleasure, and this good big feast and all. So then we must be able, we must be confined to consider, and of course weigh down, of course evaluate what really the progress is, how you have progressed, what is the next phase of progress it is expected to do, how it is working. Everything must be evaluated in a very evaluative manner and a very glorious manner. That's what after we are having Sri Aurobindo having one message, sent one message to somebody, that let in your heart let the peace and ananda, and of course is there, let it actually gratify, let it come down, and let it illumine your heart. Every part of your being, your mind, your sight, your will, your life, your body, everything, let be handled by the psychic being. Let it come forward. See this day, let this day bring your progress, your perfection, your wisdom. Let it get elevated. Everything will be done for you like this. So this is a great day. We normally who are following this integral yogic path, and of course yearn for the divine, for them it is a definitely it is a great day. There is no doubt of it. Sri Aurobindo quotes. Let us come to Savitri. Few lines we will quote from Savitri. Sri Aurobindo quotes: a date is fixed in the calendar of the unknown. A date is fixed in the calendar of the unknown. In the calendar of the unknown, a date is fixed, and that is an anniversary of the birth sublime. Just imagine how we really go, how really we see, how really we are conscious, how really we evaluate ourselves. So this is the thing we must be, and our soul shall justify its checkered work. That is what the great thing that we are going to be conscious, and of course we want to materialize, because things does not come in the daydreaming. It has to be materialized through practice. So Mother is having a very interesting message for us. A drop of practice is better than an ocean of theories, advices, and good resolutions. Ocean of theories are there, ocean of advices are there, ocean of good resolutions are there. But on the contrary, on the opposite side, there is a drop of practice. That's what we have to do, and everything we will try to capitalize it. Mother is having one nice observation letter in the latter stage, that if you will smile at life, life will smile at you. This is a very straightforward approach to the progress. If you will smile at life, life will smile at you. Very much clear, very much crystal clear statement, and it is very, of course, very interesting. Of course, it is very effective sentence. So once you smile at life, life will smile at you. And if you will again and again and every moment you will smile at life, and life reciprocate it, then what will happen? There will be ever youthfulness in you. You will not die. That is a that old age pain suffering will never come, and you will proceed towards a step towards immortality. So again, equivalently, we'll see another statement to it is this is actually message have been beautifully messaged, to know how to be reborn into new life, to know how to be reborn into the new life at every moment, newborn into the into a new life at every moment is the secret of eternal youth. So secret of eternal youth, it lies embedded in two formats. One, to know how to be reborn, to where into a new life, when, how long, at every moment. That is the secret of eternal youth, and that's what Sri Aurobindo has equivalently. There is we can find another equivalent statement, couple of statements in Savitri, of course. Each day was a spiritual romance. We know the romance. Normally we do without knowing the divine and all. This material, this outficial, this is superficial. Of course, this attachment, packed with attachment, we do romance. Father, mother, lovers, beloveds, brother and sister, so many ways, friends. We do the romance, but that is actually very superficial, very much ephemeral, very short-sighted. But the thing is that romance with the spirit, the spiritual romance, that is a very rare phrase Sri Aurobindo has used, even though it is not a new one. So spiritual romance, normally people don't do. Yeah, he is here in the quotes, each day was a spiritual romance. Each day was a spiritual romance, as if he was born into a bright new world. That is a great thing. Each day was a spiritual romance. Here the birthday ends. Once you go to the Sri Aurobindo's room after the darshan and meditation, you get your blessings. You may, some people have maybe having a short celebration. This birthday is over. There is nothing for like this. But Sri Aurobindo quotes, each day was a spiritual romance. If you are in spiritual track, and of course following the spiritual life for you, every moment is packed with a spiritual romance. How shall I know that I am romance, this is a spiritual romance? Sri Aurobindo provides the clue. As if he was born into a bright new world. Your experience will be coming in that way, as if he was born into a bright new world. Each and every moment I will be taking birth in a bright and new world. So there are another one or two experiences, and of course outcomes, outputs will be there. You will see adventure lived an unexpected friend. Adventure. So from this spiritual romance, another step will come. Next step is adventure. Adventure, not only adventure, it lived an unexpected friend. You will find unexpected friend in life with that is this, through this romance. And the danger brought the keen sweet tang of joy. What really we feel as a danger, that will bring for you a sweet sweet tang of joy. Joy will come. Each happening was a deep experience. Whatever is happening in your life, that is will bring a new experience. So if you are involved in spiritual life, leading the spiritual life, if you are involved in the spiritual romance, your change will be like this. Your feeling will be there every moment. I am born, taking birth in a new bright new world. Adventure is there. Unexpected friend you will expect, you will see. Danger will bring sweet tang of joy. Each happening was a deep experience. That is what the great outcome, and you will feel and experience it. Then you will feel that I am in the right track. Again we will feel that spiritual romance and all. We should know who really that God is, to whom we are offering our prayer, or sometimes we definitely we are we are surrendered to, consecrated to. He was the maker and the world he made. He is the maker and the world he made. He is the vision and he is the seer. Just imagine, he is the Lord. He is himself the actor and the act. He is himself the knower and the known. He is himself the dreamer and the dream. Just imagine that nothing is left out. The maker and the world he made. Vision and he is the seer. He is himself the actor and the act. Knower and the known. Dreamer and the dream. So just imagine sometimes we feel there are two when we see we have the dual characters, do two we find like in Sankhya Yoga. Well, of course, you have already seen. You have already they've seen Purusha and Prakriti. We see Brahma and Maya, Shiva and Shakti, Purusha and Prakriti, he and she. Many ways we see. Here also in Integral Yoga, we are considering our mother and master Sri Aurobindo in two ways, two forms. Mother course, without him I exist not, and without him I am unmanifest. So here also the same thing, same concept. Mother course, there are two who are one and play in universe. Only one consciousness, but the formal outwardly the form is different. One is mother and one is Sri Aurobindo. So there are two who are one and play in many worlds. There are two who are one at the secret of all powers. There are two who are one at the mights and rights in things for the lila, for the play, outward lila, as per the expectation, of course, demand of this world and universe. They had to take birth in different forms. So again, still in the course, how do we play our parts? Birthday we celebrate, and the see in the previous birth we were something and somewhere. Now we are something and somewhere, and in the later next birth, definitely our place, space and time that will be varied. It will differ from comparing to this life or previous life. So nothing to worry because we have the ignorance. One ignorance is births were there because here in the course birth and death are ceaseless iterations. Cause it was there, it is there, and it will be there. Rebirth will be there. Previous birth was there. This is the birth on which we are standing, and rebirth will be there. This is a continuous process. Birth and death has continuous process. Soul is here to take experience and to progress for development. So this is the very rare occasion. It will be there. So the psychic being decides at the point of death when and where and how it will take the rebirth, next birth. So for that actually we know we are playing a role. Like we can take the example of how really we treat ourselves like this. Here in the course beautifully. Actually, we can take an example from Dr. Johnson on Shakespeare. When the drama ends, the drama ends, when the night falls, end of the night, when the day dawns, beginning of the day, then what happens? The actors they stand before the mirror, and of course, will that water will be there. They will be actually cleaning their face. Sometimes they are having a beautiful experience. When the night ends, when the drama is over, when the day dawns, then what is the feeling? The kings are not kings and the beggars are not beggars. They are just paid actors. This night, this evening, in this particular play, they have been given a role, and the next scene, next night, next description, it will be completely different. So here also, this is our role. We have to play our parts. That is here in the rights in Savitri. Thus have they made their play with us for roles. They have chosen us for the roles, and everything it depends upon them. Author and actor with himself has seen. Author, actor, seen, everything is there. We are here only just standing for roles. He moves some there as the soul, as nature see, he and she, as nature, as the soul, and then as nature see. Here on the earth where we must feel our parts, here on this world we must play our parts. That is what our magnet, that is our greatness. We know not how shall run the drama's course. We know not how shall run the drama's course. Our uttered sentences veil their thought. Our utter sentences, what we feel, what we feel proud, that is not our thing. Our utter sentence veil their thought. So his mighty plans he holds back from our sight. We don't know what really we are going. Even the next step, next dialogue, what we are singing, that also that are unknown to me. He has concealed her glory and her bliss. Very difficult. It is because it is not a single time, one time fulfillment. It will continue. So year after year, and of course birth after birth, job means we have to go continuously, yoga after yoga. So this will be a continuous process. Of all the marble and the beauty that are hers, only a darkened little we can feel. We can beg where we are going. Even the next last evening, what we were doing and where we were, it is not at all unknown to me. We don't know where we really. The forget about the past life, and actually tomorrow what we are going to do or in the evening what is happening, that is not also in our vision. Thing is that how shall we remember and how shall we check out that next by birth we are what we are really going to do. So the master of being that has come down to her to an immortal child in the fugitive years, just imagine. So immortality still in the course, immortality assured itself by death, immortal by renewed mortality. These are the things we are going and we are experiencing through the process of our marching. Here still in the course beautifully, already we have discussed birth and death are ceaseless iterations cause. Ceaseless, no stoppage. It will never stop. Here in the here from some four lines, masterly is mastercraft. It is explaining six lines. There is no end of seeking and of birth. There is no end of seeking and of birth. Seeking and of birth, there is no end. There is no end of dying and return. We'll die, move to the top, and again we'll descend down. And the life that wins, sometimes we feel that life has won something, and once the life has opened some level, won some level, it will expect the another level. The life that wins its aim asks greater aims. Life that fails and dies must live again. Till how long it will go? Till it has found itself, it can't cease. All must be done for which life and death we are made. For this purpose, life and death, they conspire towards a great end. So this great end, life is progressive, surrender is progressive, yoga is progressive, not going to complete it within one birth. It is a continuous process. Experiences will be getting gathered around. So in the psychic world, still in the course, that is a fashioning chamber of the soul. There itself, the soul will be psychic will be thinking of the what the experience it has gathered, it will be swallowing. Whatever is required, that will be preserved. Whatever are not required, that must be simply renounced. And then towards the next birth, when time and space, that has to be decided in the fashioning chamber of the soul in the psychic world. So here also we can find the great theme, the great thing, that is actually this planning chamber, the next birth, how it is. So this is not a, it is a continuous process. Life that wins asks some greater aim. Life that wins the aim asks greater aim. That dies and fails must live again. Must live again, must try. It is what. So just imagine in this birth we have to fulfill the role what has been offered to us, because once we live, that we have to wait for another life. We don't know when the rebirth will be there. May not be immediately. You have to wait. I don't know how long. Only soul knows, and it is has to be decided at the point of birth. So anyway, this is a great opportunity for you. This is a birthday. We know whenever you are in contact with the psychic being, then only you are doing the yoga. That is a very common format, common question. And for this is the day. Most of the people leading the ordinary life, they don't know what really this psychic being is. But as you are the sadhakas, you are little bit conscious. Of course, not little bit, you have gone a long way. So for that, you are definitely in contact with the psychic being. That is what the real thing you have achieved. And again, you can find, of course, you will see that this is the day you are going to celebrate your birthday. Your psychic being is very much conscious, very much prominent. It is prominent. It is very much at the front. So this day you will have the touch blessings of the Divine Mother, and of course you will listen a benefit from the honeycomb of the Divine Mother, lips of the Divine Mother. It is a great, really great opportunity. There is no doubt of it. And again, we'll find the another phase of action. See, sometimes we can feel what really we expect from the birthday. Sometimes one question was there, Mother, what you will expect from us? Nothing. Then simultaneously, this questioner is asking, then what we will expect from you? Everything. Just imagine. That's what the mother has come down to give, to make us being wrapped up. to make us great, to make us divine, to lead, to turn our cycle, to life to the life divine. This is what the purpose of her coming. She is coming, she is taking care, she is actually leading us in a glorified and a grand way. That is, there is no doubt of it. Still, then we feel really what really we should do on this great day. Thing is that definitely you have to in the morning, in the night, when before going to sleep, you just you are calculating how far I have progressed in this day, where is the error, where is the positive points, what are the good facts, how long have I progressed. And then in the next morning, after getting up, you just evaluate what really the track I will choose, and we have to go like this. This is a great opportunity, great day for us. We have to calculate previously and how long we have proceeded, and likely you have to make the calculation for this next birth. So this is the birth of the soul. On the very day, on the same day, there is a union of the soul with the supreme soul. So it is a great moment, great opportunity, great opening. So the thing is that what we have to do on our part, we must be open to the divine. We must widen our consciousness. We must try to elevate our consciousness. We will try to be as calm and as quiet as it is possible. We must have the introspection. Again, definitely we will have the idea how can we be able to make a life, make our life a marvelous journey of the spirit. So these are the things, these are the calculations, these are the expectations on this great day. So we are here to conclude the chapter because the time is going away from us. There is a knock. Let us hope and expect a one happy birthday to you. Thank you. Vande Mataram.